Political interference has been one of the greatest challenges that have affected the implementation of policies that govern environmental conservation in Uganda, as the authorities tend to defend degraders once caught by the law. This was said by the regional in charge of Environmental Protection Police Unit while presiding over a one-day Environmental for Development Initiative EFD workshop organized by Makerere University that was held today at White House in Kabale.
The problem we have while enforcing these laws is we face a challenge of political interference. You arrest a person, after arresting a person, you receive a phone call. You man, who are you? Who took you there? Can you leave him to go?
After Kavala District partitioned to form other districts, it was left with no other government-conserved forest, but only with the private-owned forests, whose owners are mostly in business but not environmental conservation. Awareness amongst societies that live near conserved places such as water bodies are mostly ignorant on why and how should the environment be conserved.
In this case, it is so broad that it brings all of us on board. Each of us has a stake to ensure that there is good governance. That definition is so broad. If you look at the governance index of natural resources globally, Uganda is doing very badly with a very low index.
The issue of the awareness of the people, there has been a lot of awareness building around communities, especially those around Lake Runyonyi. At first, they would actually even cut the grass around the lake called Enshete. But later, the Minister of Water and Environment, the District Natural Resource Office here, became tough, came sensitized the people. And I think now as you move around Lake Runyonyi, at least the grass has been conserved. They are no longer cutting. Then the other issue of 200 meters, I presume apart from maybe the areas which have been developed eco-friendly with eco-friendly projects of those practicing tourism, I believe those areas are a bit well utilized and well conserved. But some areas where there is farming, still farming, there are also some issues where the citizens are not really adhering to that.
The impatience of people has also contributed a threat to the environment, as most of them have considered the plantation of tree species such as eucalyptus that take a very short time to cut down, hence neglecting the environmental conservational species that take a very long period of time.
Then also, another important point which I really think is the short planning horizon. Governments, people, that's why when you ask who is willing to wait for 100 years, nobody is willing, because they think today, not only is it with you, but it's also with our government. They plan 5 years. How do you plan for 5 years? 10 years?
The district leadership called upon all people in different societies to take part in the conservation program, and also the politicians to be educated of the importance of environmental conservation so as not to face the challenge of the orders from above.
As a political head here, I want to assure you that we shall be together and we shall work as a team. You know, those who used to come sometimes back, Kigezi, when you reached Muhanga, you could feel the climate of Kigezi. But nowadays, when you see the climate, it has changed. So I want to request our people to protect our natural resources, our lakes, forests, and rivers, such as that we can bring back our good climate for Kigezi.
Because whatever we have to implement, all the activities needed to achievement of the SDGs are hinged on the environment. Because I said, you compare one, for example, earning poverty. That means input through production, which is on the environment. Talk of life on land. That means you are building or you are living on what? On land. Talk of life in one issue. That is also environment. And of course, I've said that the world vegetative cover is degenerating at a high rate. Because if you compare 13 billion hectares of land being degraded annually, it means without any policy in place and being implemented, we shall have desertification, high rate of degradation, and in the end, people will have to die because of lack of food.
Then we should also educate our politicians. As the environmental police were saying, before campaigns, they are with you. They show you that it is critical for some wetlands and other fragile ecosystem components. Then a week towards voting, they go to the radios and say, "Fusion design, you use it the way you want." They chase you where do they want you to go. Yet.
Robert Gamachi for Starries TV.
How many?